of course, this makes it difficult to stay motivated over the long term because programming is difficult, and being motivated to learn new stuff or to create content for social media for a few weeks is pretty easy while you are motivated. Or when you are a programmer beginner, then you probably spend hours on end because it's exciting. But eventually, pretty much everything gets at least a little bit more boring. And you also have some dips in your motivation. So my question is to you, Philipp, do you have any special tips on how to stay consistent in whatever you do? And maybe how to stay motivated?
Yeah, I think it again comes down to having something that that matters to you in your future and that you enjoy. The enjoyment can leave for an amount of time, but if in most cases it will come back. So maybe there are cases where it fully leaves and then you need to find something else. But at least for me, it's the case that I fully enjoy programming. I don't enjoy it every single day, but most days. And on these days where I don't enjoy it, I still have that goal in mind where I actually want to go. I want to keep building my business. I want to get better as a programmer. And on days where I don't enjoy that, I still think, okay, this is what I'm doing this for. And I think having this combination of enjoying something most of the time and actually doing something that matters to you in your future, that is really helpful. And it also, of course, comes down to habits, just doing something every day. That is also a very common question I get is how people, just stay motivated. And there is no secret hack to stay motivated. Oftentimes, when you're not motivated, you just have to do it. And if you do that over and over again, it becomes a habit, and it won't be as hard as it used to be to still do it, even though if you don't want to do it in a moment.
Yeah, I agree that it's important that you at least some of the time have fun doing it. I think there are people for who programming just is not the right thing. If your parents talked you into it and you really hate it, then it's probably better to just learn something different. I also started learning programming at almost 27, so I started pretty late with it. And even now, if I would hate programming and it was not fun for me at all, now at 31, I would still switch to something else because you have so many years ahead of you.
Yeah.
There's
like
no point in doing
more
something
than half
you
of
hate.
your life.
Yes. And medicine is always improving. Who knows how long we live? Maybe we all become 150. But of course, you can always learn something new. Yeah. So fun is important, but a little bit of discipline and habits is also important. There's a nice book about this topic, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, which explains this. There are also other books that cover the same topic, but I think this was the original, which kicked off all this habit stuff and the focus on habits. And habit basically removes the willpower out of things. If you make something a habit, then you do it without thinking about it all the time, and it becomes easier. Now, there's one downside of habits, which is that it also makes time feel like it goes by faster if you have a lot of habits, because your brain doesn't remember the same stuff happening over and over again. It basically conflates all of this it conflates like 300 days into one day because it always happened the same. So this is a bit of a downside, that it feels like the time is passing faster. But
is that really a bad thing? I mean,
for something you consider work, probably not. Then it's probably a good thing that it.
I mean, if time flies by fast, then it's usually a sign that you really enjoy what you're doing.
Yes.
I mean,
or also if it's just work and you don't enjoy it, but you made it a habit, so your brain doesn't really remember it. But a good way to counter this is just to have some new experiences in your life from time to time. Do something special on the weekends, and then time seems to go by slower again. Because
I'm also big fan of having these fixed quality times. I mean, in my world, don't waste your time with watching 10 shows a day. Instead, spend your day working towards your goals, but then also have some off time where you do something that is really special to you.
And as far as I know, you take a whole day off per week, right?
Yeah, I must say I don't have that fixed day, but I take a day off when I feel I need it, and that's usually on a 1 week basis. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're employed, then you usually have the weekends free. But the way I approach this as a self-employed is that if I'm at home and I don't have anything important to do, then I try to work and be productive. But then if a friend calls me and says, hey, do you want to go out tomorrow morning, do this and this, then I immediately do it. Then I don't work on this these hours on the day. And this is the freedom I get from this.
Exactly. That's also what I like so much.